well, it seems like a while since I've done a vlog, and yet all I've done is skipped a week. I got so fed up of the miserable weather and sort of just driving around trying to find something and having no success whatsoever, that I thought, you know, I'll just skip it. I'll skip a week and wait for something better. Now, this morning, it's definitely warmer. I really do think now we've escaped the clutches of winter. Maybe there'll be the odd, you know, little thing coming our way, but it seems pretty good. I'd say it's quite warm. The weather is still not good. There's grey cloud above. It has been drizzling this morning, raining a little bit, but there's blue sky up there too. So my hope is that it will break up the cloud a bit. I don't think it will. And I know I tend to be a bit cynical about these things, but I don't think it will break up. But if it does, it could present a little bit of light for me. But yeah, I think it's going to be another one of those days where all I do is moan. But at least I'm doing something positive today, because I'm actually killing two birds with one stone, and I shall elaborate. I'm in Danebridge this morning, and I'm going to do sort of the back trail towards the roaches. I'm not actually going to the roaches from this direction, because if I walked all the way there and my car wasn't waiting for me, I'd be devastated. But instead, I'm going to wander around here because I'm looking for bluebells. I saw a video of another chap from years ago, a good few years ago, but he was walking along this route, I'm sure, and there was a great carpet of bluebells, and I'd like to catch that. But I'm just not sure that I'm going to be able to detect them just yet. I don't think they're quite ready to come out. But I've got the lovely Danebridge behind me. I don't know if you can see that just there, which I have taken photographs of before, but everything's very flat right now, so I'm not going to waste my time on it. I think it needs to have some summer growth around it really to make that work for me. So instead, I'm just going to plod on. I'm going to head into, it's a very simple trail, but there's some lovely trees, you know me and my trees, there's some lovely trees there. I'm going to see if I can capture some. I was hoping, you know, these weather apps, I was hoping there might be a bit of mist. Nah. The bole of that tree there, that looks lovely, but without mist or fog behind it, it's not really much of anything. There's quite a few nice subjects already, but again, light, environment, you know, just not separating them well enough. This is the way I'm going, but I've just noticed, I don't know if this will show it off, but there's quite a fall of water over there. It's just there. I think I can access it, so I'm going to have a look. Okay, so all open gates so far, no keep out signs, and I mean no harm. So hopefully whoever owns this patch of land is cool with a responsible person. Won't even say adult, just a responsible person. Come and have a look at a bit of the nature over there. Well, it's quite interesting. I really, actually now I've got here, I mean the water's good, but I really like that fallen tree across there. Beautiful colours. I just wish I could get a better angle on it, but I don't know if there's a shot. I'm going to set up and have a look, and we'll find out. Okay, I'm all set up now. So first thing, I've had a look at it, landscape, doesn't work. Oh, and first of all, 7,200 on it. There's absolutely nothing to sell this either side. All of the interest is there from this angle. If I was shooting from down that side, that might be different, because I've got that beautiful fallen tree I talked about with all the moss. That is really nice, and I wish there was a way down to it. I mean, perhaps, you know, in the summer I could cross the river with a little bit more ease, but right now not happening. Maybe that's why it's in such good condition, no one can get to it. But so I'm thinking of a portrait shot right now. Like I say, I've looked at it, landscape. It's okay, but I'm only getting the bottom tree, which is nice, it's colourful. and that first fall. And that's okay, but it's all very busy in the shot. There's so much in there, and I think it needs a bit of breathing space, if that makes sense. Just a little something either side to just, anyway, it's not working landscape. So there is a bit more of a fall. There's a tree crossing it. Don't know if you can see that. That could be an issue, that could be a problem. I could possibly even work my way around so I can bring this tree in as foreground. But because it's so far away, it would maybe create some depth of field issues, and then I've got a focus stack, and you know how I feel about that. But I could maybe include the branches and have them blurred out a little bit. I don't know. So there's a few things to do up and down here, but for now I'm going to switch to portrait mode and start sizing up this shot and see what I think. This is really straightforward. Of course, I've taken into account all of the surroundings before I came to this decision. So yeah, what I'm showing you now is straightforward, but I didn't just point the camera at it. I had a good look around first. But my foreground here is really interesting. I think it's nice. It's got some great shape to it. So that's going to look nice. Then this will be about a half second. I think I've set it to, yeah, half second, just to get that lovely silky water coming down. It's nice and white, it's bright, but it's got enough to break it up. See those lovely dark lines there, going to come out well. And then at the top, come back, at the top, we've got these branches hanging down. So that helps. That would be very dull at the back, very plain, and you can't really make out the second fall. And I'm okay with that because this is creating enough interest up here, and it's all sort of leading to this. So going to shoot that, and hopefully that's going to be a winner for you. Looks like I found my bluebell patch, and it looks like a really good area, except they're nowhere near blooming yet. So all of this green area here, right to the back, down there, right along here, looks like it's, I mean, there's just loads and loads, but they're nowhere near being ready. So probably, I'm going to say 2 weeks. I think certainly into April before we actually see them. So going to take a few trips. I won't come down for 2 weeks, but after that I'll probably make regular trips if they aren't already in bloom. That's one of the reasons these spring forays is good, is to see what's coming, especially where wildflowers are concerned. And I've only just sort of got into wanting to do this, and I think it's because I've missed the colour so much. Yeah, winter really killed my pig, it really did. As I was coming down the roads here, all the daffodils have sprung out now, which is great because it's Mother's Day today. Don't worry, I'm not going to steal any daffodils, but it's reminded me that I've got to do something for Mother's Day. So yeah, all the daffodils out, and it's lovely to see all that colour along the road, absolutely fantastic. The snowdrops were the start of it. We've got the daffodils now, bluebells, they're next. And I'm hoping we're going to get some really sort of pastoral looking bluebell beds. Anyway, that's for a future vlog. Look out for that one. On we go. Okay, spotted this as walking along, and this has got a lot of stuff going on. So there's the pretty yellow buds, not quite flowering yet. I think this is gorse, is that right? Let me know, tell me if I'm being stupid, not sure. But whatever this is, these buds just add that little bit of colour to the scene. Got these two fantastic weathered gate stones here, a piece of wood, which I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's just there, off a gate, obviously. That might get moved. And then you've got this muddy trail that leads up to that fantastic tree. So the cloud is not great It is, you probably can't tell on the video, but there's some contrast up there. There's some breaks of white and then grey, so I might be able to work with that. There's certainly some coming over the hill right now, and if I wait for that, maybe I'm going to get just enough texture at the back of that tree to make it work better. But I'm not sure. Now this trail does lead further up. Don't think that's going to be visible in the shot. It's not a problem, or or a positive for the shot. Just happens to be there. I'm letting you know. But the trail carries on. There's a dry stone wall to the side of it. Not important. Probably going to be shooting too low to worry about catching any of that and making it distracting. Really, it's all about this trail, the gorse, and the tree. That's where the shot really ends, and whatever the sky supplies. So let's take a look. Let's get it framed up. Okay, do have a problem. Unfortunately, it's just too bright up there, which means I'm going to have to exposure bracket, which of course is hateful. But I'm going to have to shoot to get the sky looking decent, and then lift the exposure, or at least open the aperture to take in here, because it's so much darker here than it is up there. It just will not work. I can't make it work. So exposure bracket is the way to do it. What is exposure bracketing, just in case you don't know? Well, it's made of hate, and it's the cousin of focus bracketing. But basically, I'm going to take that shot with the tree so it looks lovely and it's got just the right amount of exposure, and all here will just be dark and dull and won't be very good. Then I'll just adjust the exposure, or whatever is required, to make this nice and bright and beautiful and lovely, and the top will of course be completely blown out. Then I'll get into Lightroom, well actually I'll get into Photoshop, and I'll blend the two together, and that's your exposure bracket. Yeah. Time for a snack, so I've protected my camera. Well, it's break time. I thought that could be the last shot for this vlog. I thought it was quite nice, and I think it indicates where it's going to go. So pretty soon we're going to start getting sunnier days, and we're still going to get a lot of rain and wind, but it's going to be a bit warmer. We're going to start getting the sun coming out, so hopefully going to get some good mornings and maybe even a few evenings for photography, so that'd be great. Today's this is just breakfast actually, so I've got the sandwiches are in the car. I've got a Galaxy Crispy and a Capri Sun, so it makes a Capri Sun, you know where I am. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in once again. Thank you. I hope that these are going to get more exciting, and I've got, since hitting the 500 subscribers, I did say I'd do a bigger, what's bigger than the peak, but I'm going to do a more extended video. I've got two projects I'm working on, one to do with the area I'm in fact, which I did say I was killing two birds with one stone, and that's not a photography project, but it does involve videography and photography. And I'm going to be going to Wales, going to go to Danebridge, which is the quarry there. So the problem with that is timing. One, of course, the weather, and then two, whether my amigos, Mr. Johnny and Dan, can get along, because I'd love to take those guys along to experience it as well, and hopefully we'll have a great time. Plus, if I come to any harm, they can rescue me, although perhaps not Johnny. For those interested in the walking aspect of all this, so I came to Danebridge, went down to the Bainbridge, and then there's a footpath, and that's what I followed all the way along here. And if I keep going that way, this is, I think, Swithamley. Keep going, you'll end up in Bradbatch, and all the way along there, of course, you can access the Roaches. Well, it's Roach End this side, Lodge Church is that way. So if you can really make this a great walk, absolutely fantastic walk. Highly recommended if you like walking. If you don't like walking, do what I do. Walk as little as possible and then quickly scurry back to your coffee sandwiches. Thanks again. Like, share, subscribe if you want to see more of this, and I will see you soon.